All right, three, two, one, let's get it. Welcome to another edition of What's Your Problem, the podcast. I'm your host, Marsh Buice. And today, man, I absolutely love random reading. There are times that I read a book cover to cover, but the random reading is something that I do every morning or try to do for the most part, probably 90% of the time. Sometimes I get locked into a book. But the random reading part is where I just pick a book off the shelf and I read 15 minutes. So like this morning, I was reading Ari Rastegar's book, The Gift of Failure. And I've read the book cover to cover, but you read books and then you come back to them years later and you don't even remember the section that you're reading. That's what I love about the random reading part, is because there's just stuff, man, you got away from, or maybe you were at a time where maybe because this was chapter 8, I was just trying to power through the book and I truthfully don't even remember it. And I think I've read the book twice. So this is why you should go back and read some of your old books, but you don't have to read them cover to cover. Just go to a certain section. I like to go to the table of contents. I find a chapter that resonates with where I'm at, because we're in seasons in life. And I'll read that one chapter. And sometimes I can apply it right then and there. And sometimes it has a residual effect, And so it just it's like residue, it just kind of lays on my soul. And I've had situations like that. I was like, okay, I read it, but nothing really triggered. And then, dude, like days later, something crosses my path. And because I read that days earlier, it's like, this is the time that I needed it. And so this is what's a wonderful thing about that. What I like about the random reading, in addition to picking up things that you've just forgotten about along the way, also this trains your focus, but they're just micro sessions about the focusing. So when you're random reading, you don't have to spend hours doing it. Look, you're busy. But if you'll train yourself to just set your timer 10 to 15 minutes and just read whatever you can get done. Sometimes you can get a chapter and a half read. Sometimes it's just a little bit. Sometimes, dude, I've gone to chapters and it kind of gets bogged down with the big context and stuff. But because I've read the book before, there are sections that I've already underlined. I kind of go to that, and then I read on from there, or kind of read around that. So there's different ways that you can actually do it, but I would urge you to practice this art of random reading. So what I'm working out of this week's book, The Gift of Failure, specifically chapter 8, titled, There Is No Such Thing as Work-Life Balance. This really resonated with me, man, because sometimes, dude, I feel like I'm fighting with balance. You ever said that? I mean, we all sit there and say, man, I wish my life was more balanced. And every morning, man, I'm walking, I'm like, dude, how can I be more efficient? But I don't view life as balanced. I view it more so as mixture, and I've talked about that in previous episodes. There are seasons that you're going to go through in life where some seasons need more attention than others. Like when I started in sales, it was an oil and water season. Every oil and water doesn't mix. And so there was a separation during that time where I really had to put 100% of my focus in getting my sales career off the ground. It was an all-commission job, and I left a sure-paying job as a supervisor at the casino and got into this. And, I had to make it work. I had no stove. I had no refrigerator. I was living in a rent house. Half the time I would let me make you laugh. I was past due on everything. My credit was shot. Even my light bill was past due. Dude, when I would leave for work in the mornings, I would leave the porch light on. So that way, when I came home at night and I would drive around the corner, if the porch light was on, I realized that they didn't shut off my lights. That was kind of the thing for me. But there are many times, man, where me and my oldest son, we slept in the dark. I didn't pay the light bill. And so that's where I was. So when I got into sales and getting this thing off the ground, that was a season for me. You're going to have those kind of seasons, but those seasons, they don't last forever. And so you apply what you have to. You put a lot of energy toward that, but you can't sustain that for long term. you got to be careful with that, because there are times where I've just let my family slip while I was just chasing this quest for success. And ironically, I realized that it's not worth it when I got demoted. When you're chasing success, a lot of times you say, oh, I'm doing this for us, when really it's all about you. So it's total bullshit what you're saying. And so when I got demoted, I realized that, and I was like, dude, it's not worth that. But I've been guilty of that and just pushing. And while I believe life is a mixture of things, Ari takes it a step further. He suggests that you have to think of your day in sessions. And I really like this whole analogy. And the sessions, my wife's got a gym, and it's right next door to a recording studio. And they have sessions. They don't stay there for days at a time. They go in there for a couple of hours, and they work a session. And so what if you chopped your day up into sessions? It means that you're 100% where you are in the moment at that time. And the image that Ari gives in this chapter is to look at it as a seesaw. And you know what a seesaw is. One side is up, the other side is down. It's never perfectly balanced. The upside is where you're fully present in the moment, whatever it is that you're doing. So if you're at work, be 100% at work. If you're with your family, be 100% seesaws up. If you're working out, be 100% there. Because I think it goes back to the analogy of he who chases two rabbits gets none. And I think a lot of times, man, during our day, what leads to more frustration is because we're trying to multitask. We're trying to do a whole bunch of different things, and we're an inch deep in our impact in the day, and we're not getting anything fully accomplished. It's like we're putting out a couple of little fires here and there, but our focus is so diverted that nothing's getting done. And you get frustrated at the end of the day, at the end of the week. You're like, bro, I didn't get anything done. So the beauty about the seesaw effect is you look at it in sessions. You don't have to spend all day on one project, but you do commit to a set amount of time. And you're going to find with the seesaw effect that you can handle multiple tasks by giving it your full attention during that time. And so when you're in the moment, you're going to be more impactful. This is how you're going to get more shit done, and you're going to prevent yourself from feeling spread too thin. This is what makes you frustrated, because you're just like, oh my God, there's not enough time. There's plenty of time. Everybody's got the same amount of time. But if you look throughout your day as a session and you step into something, you're like, okay, how much time can I devote to this? Even if you have to set, like the random reading part that I'm talking about, you set your timer for 15 minutes. At the end of the 15 minutes, you walk away from it. It's like those bubble tests that you used to take in grade school. When the teacher said, stop, put your pencil down, that's what you did, and you walked away from it. This is the same sort of analogy here. Dude, look, I'm guilty of being home and not present. There have been many times where, I get my daughter for a week at a time, and that's precious. But I haven't always looked at it like that. There are times where she's had conversations with me, and I'm in the middle of editing a podcast, or I'm in the middle of reading and writing, and she's talking to me, and I'm like, but I'm not giving her my full attention. I've done the same thing with my wife. And I realize in reading this, dude, I don't want to be successful and alone. I want everybody that I love to come along for the ride. But it's important that they feel and know that they're important to me. Hence, the seesaw effect. You're never going to be at inbox zero in your life. You're never going to get there. So, with the seesaw effect, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever the top part of the seesaw, you be in the moment, 100% in the moment, and then you walk away from it. Your first priority in your seesaw effect should be taking care of yourself. You come first. You got to put yourself first, because if you put yourself first, everybody else gets the best representation of you. See, if you're not prioritizing yourself, everybody gets the sloppy leftovers. Everyone and everything suffers. The quality's not there. So if you take care of you first, you wake up at a set time, you budget that time to take care of you. And I would challenge you And the things that have worked well for me is writing at least one page every day. It's some random reading, 10 to 15 minutes. It's working out. It's sharing something. Everybody's a badass at something. Everybody's an expert at something. Share something, man. What works for you? You don't have to preach to everybody. Just share with us something that works for you. If you're a mechanic, if you're a writer, if you're a cook, if you specialize in these 10-minute meals, man, share that. Whatever it is. And you'll feel better, man, because you're contributing to society. So doing these things, these are the lead dominoes. Writing, unspooling your thoughts, reading, getting something new in there. If it's an unfamiliar subject, maybe you're kind of dabbling in AI, you can dabble in it 10, 15 minutes, just feed it. You may trigger some sort of spark and run with it from there. If not, tomorrow's a new book. Cool. And then working out, man, bust a sweat every single day. This is going to work out some of that tension. You're going to start looking and feeling better. And if you do this in the mornings, you've already won the day. No matter how hellish your day goes, you're good to go. So with the seesaw effect, I wake up at a set time. I write. I read. Try to record. I work out. Then I go to work. And dude, I'm there 10, 12 hours. When I'm at work, I'm 100% there at work. And then when I get off, if nobody's home, I may can squeeze in a little extra session of working out. I may can get a little bit of reading done. I may can edit the podcast. Cool. Seesaw. And then when my family comes home, I'm there for them. This is a practice. This isn't something I set it and forget it. It simplifies. Life's not easy, but you can't simplify it with the seesaw effect. It is something that I'm going to have to consciously do. Case in point, the other night, I was watching The Mayor of Kingstown, new season. So I'm watching that. And my wife comes in, she starts talking. And instantly, I love the image of it. I saw the seesaw. I paused the movie. Because I've been guilty, man, of trying to watch this movie and have a conversation. He who chases two rabbits gets none. So I'm sitting there trying to listen to both. And what do I end up doing? I'm not giving her my full attention. And I didn't catch what's in the movie. With the seesaw effect, man, I stopped. And we had a great conversation. And what's great about streaming TV, you can always come back to it. Hell, I watch it in the shower. I put my iPad on the shower door, and I can take a shower and watch the movie at the same time. That's what's good about it. And I can always come back to that. So it prioritizes things. My health, my wellness, my spiritual life, my family, my work, the podcast, all of these things. And that image of the seesaw, it's what's going to help keep you focused on what's important. And when you're in the moment, you're consistent, you're clear, you're building up the momentum, and you're not pulled in 1,000 different directions. You just silo it off. It's a session. Get it done, and then go to the next thing. So that way, it's being fully present for the things that matter most. So that's what I'm working on this week, to be more focused, to be more present. It's tough, but it's doable. And it's damn sure worth it. All right, let's get out of here. Thanks for sharing today's episode. Please share this with someone who needs it. This will help grow, empower the show. Also, if you have not done so, leave a rating and review. Let me know and let others know what this episode or other episodes of What's Your Problem have meant to you. All right, let's get out of here. Keep it simple, keep it moving, never settle, stay tough. Peace.